It's good to re-examine our understanding of God. Charles Fillmore said the starting point in spiritual realization is a right understanding of that one designated as the Almighty. Some of you know I was raised Jewish. I went to Hebrew school. Half a day was Hebrew, the other half a day was English studies, and was bar mitzvahed in an Orthodox temple. My family was considered descendants of the priestly tribe, the Kohanes. Even though we would go to synagogue only on holidays mostly, my dad would get called up to read from the Torah because of that lineage. I don't know if we were really that had that lineage or not, or whether one of them decided if we're going to go, we're going to be part of the Kohen lineage. I guess you had to prove it somehow. Anyway, I was raised with that, and it had a good impact on my life. I had respect. I had a belief in God, but prayer wasn't often a part of my daily experience. Like many people, God was just out there somewhere, and you had to do the right thing. And the right thing for us was respect for people, respect for life, and to go to synagogue once in a while. And that's kind of what it was for me. An occasional prayer. Oh God, at the age of 12, 13, help me meet that pretty girl at the pool. And it worked. I should have prayed more often after that. And, God, don't let my mom or dad or stepfather die. Little child's prayers. But prayer wasn't that big of a part of my life. But I was happy. I was succeeding in what I was doing. And so I didn't really feel the need for that. I remember looking at a golf magazine at the age of 16. I wanted to be a touring pro at that time. I thought I did anyway. And it was about the mind and golf. I remember reading about Kermit Zarley, I believe it was Kermit Zarley, who said that his faith helped his golf game. And I thought, why would God want to have anything to do with your golf game? I thought it was silly. What does God care about? Doesn't God have enough to do? With fooling with somebody's golf game. So that's kind of where I was. But then, when I went through a crisis and started seeking answers, that's when I started to really wonder about God and wonder about the message of Jesus and wonder about the message of yoga and other philosophies. And what made sense to me was that if there was a God, that God had to be within me. Because I had been living a pretty happy life and pretty successful life. And so therefore I came to understand I was living according to principles that I didn't understand consciously, which we're going to cover in this series. And then when I was out of tune with those principles, I was lost, like the song says. I once was lost, and then I was found. I was lost, and I was searching. And once I began to understand that God was within me, and that God was love, I remember very clearly deciding either God is love, or I don't believe in God. But my background still had some impact on me, because I felt a little guilty believing God was love, and I felt a little of fear of believing God was love. I thought maybe God didn't like that, or maybe I'm wrong. But over time, it wasn't that long, I was able to embrace, God is love. And the fear was no longer there. And some of you may be dealing with that too, some of the ideas of unity, some of the fear around it. And when you keep working with ideas and principles, shifts happen, things change. And then you can really find and know, now I have no doubt that God is love. And that God, if God is anywhere, God is everywhere. God is all, and God is within.